Good evening. Ferry lineups are an unhappy holiday ritual for those traveling to and from Vancouver Island. With last week's closing of the Duke Point Ferry Terminal, Christmas congestion expected to be worse than usual. Andy Neal is standing by live in the newsroom with how BC Ferries is managing on one of its busiest days of the year. Andy?
Well, long lineups at Swartz Bay and Departure Bay ferry terminals today, much longer than the patience for some travelers. It's become a part of the holiday tradition for visitors to the island, spending plenty of time in lines at the ferry terminals on the way home. The sign said it all for motorists racing to the Swartz Bay ferry terminal early Tuesday afternoon. 2 ferry waits left would-be ferry travelers with plenty of time to stew over their situation.
We took the 24th off, 23rd off, came across, figured no big deal. Took an extra day off, so I figured I'd come back the day after Boxing Day. Well, apparently everybody else decided to think that too.
I grew up in Victoria, so I take this ferry regularly, and I refuse to reserve. It's just something I don't believe in because this was our ferry. So it just killed me when they stopped that all these reserve people come in. And once I did with a friend, and they said, well, you're 15 minutes late. You got to hear 15 minutes before. So I am flustered.
It has long been known to be one of the busiest travel days of the year, and in Nanaimo it gets more complicated with the closure of the Duke Point terminal, which has put more pressure on Departure Bay. As expected, lineups there were also heavy.
No one told us what ferry we're getting on, Horseshoe Bay or Tsawwassen, so we're just waiting.
You have a reservation? No, that's it. Okay, here's your ticket, go wait in line. So I'm here for the 12:30 and half an hour early, which is usually pretty good, but catching the 150 now.
The lineups at Departure Bay could have been worse, however. BC Ferries did provide one incentive for commercial vehicles that were bound for the Lower Mainland.
We know that the Duke Point to Tsawwassen run is heavily used by commercial traffic. So for December 27th and January 3rd, we reached out to commercial traffic operators and said, if you've got an opportunity to go to Victoria instead of Nanaimo from Tsawwassen, there'll be a reduction in fare of 50%.
It's a huge, because the money that I'm spending is actually physically my money and not company money. So for me to save $200 was a lot.
It's a steal of a deal. I mean, it's probably cheaper for the guys to drive down and still get across, right? So the only problem is today is the wait.
This traffic is anticipated to be the story past the start of 2012. The good news is people can get some work done while they wait.
I'm a chill like school teacher. Why don't you do as school teachers? I got 5 hours of marking in my car. That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, that'll keep you busy.
Yes, and I still do report cards if you want me to talk about the education system.
Now, Stacey, the last word from the BC Ferries website. People hoping to leave Swartz Bay for Tsawwassen are looking at a 1 sailing wait, 2 sailing wait coming to Victoria from Tsawwassen. No waits indicated for Departure Bay to Tsawwassen, but there is a 35-minute delay for a vessel on its way to Nanaimo right now, and there is a sailing wait from Departure Bay to Horseshoe Bay.